Hello and welcome to this new video. In this episode I'll be showing you what are the two best goalkeeper gloves for young keepers in the winter months. So first up are the SP Odin goalkeeper gloves. So these I would highly recommend. I absolutely love these gloves. These are actually wet weather gloves, which I'd never really used before, just because I've always used Adidas or Nike or more known brands in the winter months, just because I thought that because they're more known they'll have better grip in the winter. But in fact these gloves are absolutely amazing in wet weather. As you can see, they are kind of a hybrid cut with a rolled thumb and then the gussets in between the fingers. So these fit really nicely. As you can see, they are quite bulky, which kind of adds a bit more padding and a bit more warmth to the glove, which is super nice when it's wet and rainy. It's just really nice to have some thick, nice gloves on. As you can see, they are a bit dirty as I used them earlier in a football video. I did try and dry them off as best I could without actually washing them, as I'll use them again later before washing them. So yeah, once again, these are the SP Odin goalkeeper gloves. I can't remember what the latex is, but it's absolutely amazing in wet weather. I think it's Aqua Grip or something like that. But I definitely recommend these to young keepers. Also, an added bonus to the bulky kind of fit is that you can wear some gloves underneath them. And this is a big thing that I recommend to younger keepers, if especially in the winter months, or if it's wet and rainy and it's quite cold, is to wear some gloves underneath your actual goalkeeper gloves. So these are some Osprey wetsuit gloves. So I know that sounds a bit weird why you would wear some wetsuit gloves under goalkeeper gloves, but this is the thinnest material which could keep you warm, which would fit under a pair of goalkeeper gloves. So I have actually worn this before and they fit really nicely under the bulky kind of style of gloves. Fortunately they don't fit under negative style gloves as they are made to be snug on your fingers, but to wear under hybrid glove cuts they fit really nicely. So once again, these are some Osprey wetsuit gloves. I'll try and leave a link down below if I can find them, but if not, just search wetsuit gloves in Google and they should come up. So that's a big thing that I recommend to younger keepers to wear in the winter months, as it'll keep your hands nice and warm, but also add another layer of protection to your hands so it doesn't hurt as much when you save the ball. So another thing I recommend using in goal in the winter months is this towel. So I know it sounds a bit weird having a towel in goal, but it's not as silly as it sounds. So having a towel in your goal net helps a lot when it's wet and rainy, as you can wipe off all the excess water out of your gloves. This will also help in winter, as you can wipe off all the snow or all the water off your gloves, which means they won't soak up as much water and therefore will keep your hands a bit more dry and a bit more warm than they would be if they were soaking wet. So that's another thing which you can use in your goal, just to dry your gloves every now and then to stop the water soaking in and getting your hands wet and cold. This is more of a simple alternative to keep your hands warm, as buying those gloves may be a bit of an issue, as you may have to buy a size up in your goalkeeper gloves, whereas just drying your gloves every now and then with this towel is a very simple option. Another glove that I've found to be really good in the winter months are the SP Musa. So if you haven't heard of these gloves, I have done a review on these and also the other SP gloves. There'll be a link down below. This video is sponsored, but it hasn't changed my opinion in any way of these gloves, as going into the video I wasn't too sure what they'll be like, but I'm so amazed by these wet weather gloves and also these gloves here. These gloves I've only used once or twice compared to about 5 games with those in a couple of training sessions, whereas with these I've only used them once or twice when the weather has been dry. The grip in these is absolutely phenomenal. I've never seen a glove with such good grip after a couple training sessions, as usually with the Adidas and Nike gloves you have to pre-wash them. They're sticky out the bag, but then after a while they lose grip quite quickly. But as you can see, these have no tearing whatsoever on the fingertips after being used twice on hard ground. I think it was 3G I played with these on, which is quite surprising that has no tear, as it's easier to tear on 3G. So yeah, these are the SP Musa, and I would recommend these to younger keepers in the winter months, as they are quite thick and bulky. I think it has 4mm of latex on the front and then maybe 4 or 5 on the back, which adds a lot of warmth and padding in the winter months. So there are 3 options how to keep your hands nice and warm in the winter months when it's wet and cold and everything like that. One is to wear some thermal undergloves underneath your gloves. Second is to wear thick bulky gloves like these two which will just give your hands a bit more padding and a bit more warmth when you're wearing the gloves. And then thirdly is a simple option just to dry your gloves every now and then with a towel, which will just stop your hands from getting soaking wet. So thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching, goodbye.